I mean, we kind of rely on the reservation system, and hopefully somebody can find it. A lot of people do find it, but just, you know, the thinking about the cabins and what's going to make it nice and convenient and comfortable for people. And I thought, boy, I could camp this way. This is good. And one of the other, and the idea that they give coupons for the wine tasting and to get people back out and exploring some of those other things. And I started thinking, well, wouldn't it be fun to do like marshmallows and Merlot at the campground, or, you know, s'mores and sommeliers, and, you know, kind of mix it up at the campground, because, you know, I'm all about s'mores and a good glass of wine. And so I thought, well, there's an opportunity. I thought the idea of the playground and looking at the playground in that space, and being a mom and having kids and knowing that kids like to climb and play and do stuff. And I also thought about, well, wouldn't it be cool to create one of those nature explorer classrooms on the site where it's really completely nature-based and provides the kids opportunity to build fairy houses and make mud pies and sit in amongst willows and do things like that in that site. That would be really cool. I thought about then, you know, as we moved on to the where did we go? The outdoor.
Great Wolf Lodge.
Yeah, no, I was before the Bass Pro. Ding ding ding, on to the bonus round. So Bass Pro, I thought about, and also at Great Wolf Lodge is the power of pink and mommy bloggers, and how you connect with kids and moms, and who's going to drive some of your business to some of these places, and pink is powerful. If you've read the book Pinkalicious or Purplicious, you know that already. But I thought, you know, all the pink stuff. But my pink meter was up because my child is a girl, and I saw the pink poles and the pink fishing tackle boxes and the pink guns and the pink backpacks and everything, but all of the diversity of products in that store, and the journey that you take walking through the store as you experience and discover all the stuff, you know, that they have there with the fish and the different animals and the ducks and things like that. So it was actually kind of a fun journey to take through the store, and I started thinking about interpretation and connection and education, and how you might start making a lot of those natural connections in a place like that, and how fun it would be, you know, for my child to be there. At the Great Wolf Lodge, and thinking about the mommy bloggers, and again the power of pink and the power of just the excitement and the fun of that place. I mean, I know that if my child was there, I'd have a heck of a time getting her out. But after she would have had the huge, you know, bucket of water dumped on her for the, you know, however long it would take, she would have found that store with the pink wings and the pink tutus and the wands, and then she'd be all over that place, you know. She'd be all over that place, and I would be absolutely exhausted. But I thought, how fun would that be, in the same theme, in the motif of the fairies and exploration and adventure, to take that wand and walk outside and go on a fairy hunt and build fairy houses and take that wand and start exploring the natural environment. You could do it in a safe way and a controlled way, and you could have, you know, people lead fairy hunts out of their kids club and things like that, but to take that message and to take it the next step. And I started thinking about, what would I do with those wands at, like, National Get Outdoors Day or things like that, or the Great American Backyard Campout, and some of those opportunities where you could use those as powerful communication, education, exploration tools, and it would be just a kick in the pants. I mean, it would be fun. And so I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't expect to find that there, but that was pretty neat. And thinking in terms of outreach and education and information, and bringing people to your site, and getting back to the marketing piece and the blogging, and how we reach our underserved communities, and inviting and making really an inclusive and open atmosphere where you can invite people to come and share their experiences with you, and share their experiences with their world, and what the power of communication and relationships are, and how you can invite people in and attract people to your site. I thought that was pretty neat. Let's see, and then And then thinking about the connection and getting people to walk outside, and how, you know, you build a relationship within these four walls, but how powerful it is when you walk outside, and what is then, how do we connect people to the value of what's outside these doors. We're kind of showcasing a lot of the cool stuff that's outside inside here this week, and we've seen a lot of that. And I think about the value of, heard a little bit about it yesterday, about volunteerism and stewardship and volunteer vacations and things like that. So how do people in this place, within these, you know, walls, contribute, connect to the outdoor world? And I think about, it made me think about the opportunities tied to, you know, what Dick Bass and Snowbird did with the Forest Service and the National Forest Foundation in a pioneering effort to create the Ski Conservation Fund, where people, guests who are coming to the lodge have the opportunity to opt out of $1 per lodging night, or $1 per round of, at Vail now it's $1 per round of golf, it's $1 per season pass, it's $1 per room night, and it generates on the White River National Forest $500,000 of sustainable funding every year to reinvest in the community with nonprofit partners, to build trails, to do things like that. And how powerful could it be to help make a connection between the outdoors and the indoors, and provide people the opportunity to help also steward that outside piece and be connected to it in a really different way. Has a 96% success rate, and people thank them for doing it because it's an easy way to give back and be connected in quite a different way. So so that's what I thought about yesterday. I thought about, you know the cool stuff, and I learned a lot yesterday, and how I could apply that maybe, you know, outdoors to things that I'm doing, and create that, help create that authenticity outside, and make that connection between the indoors and outdoors, and the role the built environment plays. Somebody brought that up yesterday too, about the built environment and how what our responsibility is in developing a built environment. I'm a landscape architect at heart, and that's, you know, I think about that a lot too, and how we create that relationship between indoors and outdoors. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. That's what I thought about.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
First of all, I'd like to share a little bit of personal experience prior to this meeting, and then I want to tie that in a little bit later. But I have the privilege of having grown up about 7 miles from where we're sitting right now. So, excuse me, I've been here in this area for a long, long time. And I grew up in a little town called Coppell, which was a small, podunk little town, and it was just down the road, as I said, a little ways, and Grapevine was a little bigger, but it was just as podunk as Coppell. You know, Grapevine wasn't that much of a town, and I don't mean that negatively at all. That's just, you know, it was a country town. It was small, and it didn't have all the community services and that sort of thing. So I can go back a long ways and relate to the lake, to Grapevine. When I was in high school, I went fishing at the marina where we picked up, or where we loaded the boat last night. There used to be a fishing barge with just a few little small slips, and it's changed a lot over time too. But I'm going to come back to that in just a minute. But one of the things I heard William Schaffer say yesterday is that this pending report that's going to come out is going to stress the importance of partnership. Now, that's something that Derek has been stressing for, well, ever since inception of doing this. That's what it's about, is partnership. This is going to be more emphasis on that. And I happen to think that there is a good partnership here, and it has worked. And I got to think about what has made this partnership work. What is it that made this partnership work and other partnerships you see fail? First of all, you have to have the right players, and the players have to have the right attitude. That's very important, and I think we need to remember that as we embark on partnerships. Maybe even if it's a partnership we're not real wild about, if let's don't be a partner if it doesn't achieve something worthwhile, but if it does, even though we're not real wild about it, let's have the right attitude. Let's be a good partner. Let's do what we can to help. Also, the players have to have integrity, and you have to develop trust to one another. You can't be a partner with someone that you feel uncomfortable turning your back on because you're afraid you're going to get stabbed. So we have to conduct ourselves with integrity and trust with our partners. And I think the partnerships here are an example of that as well. Actually, we've developed a real friendship with the city folks and with the core people, and it's kind of fun to go to a meeting. Even if it's a problem, it's fun because you're going to meet with friends. And it's helpful if partnerships can develop that kind of interaction. It has to be financially feasible. I know one of the things that I've heard many agency people allude to, they don't come right out and say it, but you can see it in their answers to some of the things you propose. Oh, you're a for-profit. Well, you know, we serve the public. We don't make money. There's nothing wrong with making a profit. That is what makes this world go around. That's what is partially what has made this country the great country that it is. And we need to help our partners be financially functioning in whatever partnership it is, be financially successful in whatever partnership it is. And making a profit is not a dirty word. A profit entity is not a dirty word, nor is a nonprofit, nor is an agency. We just need to partner with the right attitude and with the right values to do the right things. But one of the things I heard Mayor Tate say, and this ties back to my opening comments about how long I've witnessed the growth here, and it is a comment that he related to patience and planning. He said you have to be patient and you have to plan. Well, one of the things that has made this partnership work in Grapevine, Texas, is because one of the partners is a real planner and had a lot of patience, and primarily the city of Grapevine. They set their plan. They knew what they wanted to do. They could have done a lot of other things, but they kind of had a vision to where they wanted to go, as Mayor Tate said. And I think he said this in his presentation, but they had an opportunity to court a water park where this property is right now. They didn't want a water park here. That wasn't Grapevine, Texas. That wasn't what they visioned for this property. They did not consider that to be the highest, best use of this property. They envisioned the use it has now as being the highest, best use, and they had the patience to sit and wait for the cork to bob, you know, putting the bait out there, and they do a good job of presenting themselves and bring. They do a good job of casting the bread on the water to bring the fish in. They really do. And they were patient, and it worked for them. And to coin an old construction phrase, you plan your work and work your plan. And that's what they did. They planned their work and they worked their plan, and it has paid off. Another thing, too, about a partnership is that everybody must feel like they're a player, even if they're a minor player. If you have a group of 5 or 6 or 2 or 3 or whatever, and if some of those are made to feel like, well, you're really not important because what you're contributing isn't that big a deal, I think you damage the partnership significantly. And if I could relate to a biblical analogy, the church in the Bible is described as a body. The people, or what I'm relating to is the church, they're a body. And they function as a unit, only because they function much like the human body. One person may be the head, another person may be the hand, another person may be the arm or the elbow,